Hello, everybody. June here from Red Daisy Crafts. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of San Antonio, Texas, and I'm excited to be with you this Sunday. I have some fun things planned. I have a couple of projects today. It's going to be our last time to play with Wrapped in Cheer. Is that right? Wrapped in Cheer, yes. So we are going to play with that, but I just kind of want to review some of the things that we have made. Of course, the kit itself made these beautiful tags. And there were 8 boxes in the kit and enough to make 8 of these gorgeous tags. But we have made some really fun things. So we made this beautiful fun fold, double Z fold card. I can get my hands together here. I made this card. We made this fun card, bringing in some of the other materials in the kit. Oh, I got some things stuck together here. We made this card design, and then we have made some fun 3D items. So we made this little cute box, and we made some fun little pouches with some hot cocoa and chocolate in them. So that, and then we created a few different box designs for using the Traditions in Christmas DSP. Hi, Cheryl. Thanks for joining today. So we've got some fun things that we have made, and now we are going to be creating a couple of new things today. So let me just put these back in my little handy box here, and then we will get started with some fun new things. So we are going to make a little gift 3D item today, and we're going to start with that. So let me get that out of my box, my little bag here. So we are going to make this cute little item here, and it's going to be like a little easel, okay? And you're just gonna, it just stands up like this on your desk. Now you can't see it, but this is a cute sticky note pad. Do you see that? I got that off of Amazon. And then this is what stands up, and it says from our home to yours. And it's just a cute little treat. And not only that, but this, when we make it today, it's going to fit inside the box that comes with the kit. Hello, everybody. Hi, Wanda. Hi. I have a new person, Nifty for V4D. Welcome. Let me know where you are watching from, and we're going to get started with this. I have several of the things all ready to go, and so let's dig into this. So these are the cutest little sticky note pads that I found on Amazon, and I just thought they would be so cute. I have some people I know that are book lovers, and I happen to be in a book club, so we're gonna do some treats. All right, so I am going to put us to the table. I think this one. Nope, not that one. There we go. There we go. All right, so hopefully the light is good. I always think on my screen it doesn't look good, but I think it ends up being fine. So I have a couple of things here. So I am starting out with, let me move some of these things out of the way because I have quite a few little elements here, because I like to just kind of design on the fly sometimes. And so I just put a bunch of little things in here from the kit and otherwise. And so we are going to be starting with a piece that is 8¼ by 2½ inches. And then we're going to have a coordinating piece that is 4 inches by 2½. And I am going to get my scoring tool out, and I just always use my trimmer because it is so fantastic and does scoring and cutting that I love to use that. Oh, all right. You're from Toronto. Great. Hey, Jaylene, how are you? So fun. I'm so glad to see you today. Awesome. All right, so we are going to score again, just to be clear, this is 8¼ by 2½. And on this long edge, we're going to score at 4 inches. Move my cutting blade out of the way. So 4 inches, and then 4¼ inches. So just move over 1/4 inch. And then we are going to score at 6¼ inches. Let me just make sure I got that right, because it is on that fold of the trimmer, folding where the arm folds, what I mean. So 6¼ So we just have those few score lines there. You can see that. And that is all the scoring that we need to do on this. Now, we are going to also, oh wait, did I do that wrong? I did. Okay, this is why I had 2 out here. Okay, because I told you that we're going to make this to fit inside the box that this kit has. Okay, remember these lovely boxes that came in the kit? We're gonna make this to fit because right now it doesn't fit, and that was the dimensions that I gave you, and now I want to give you different dimensions. So now it's still gonna be 2½ inches, but this is cut to 7¾ of an inch. Okay, so 7¾ by 2½. Sorry about this mistake. Okay, and now we're going to score again. Let's go ahead and score again. So we're going to score at 3¾ of an inch. All right, and then we're going to move over 1/4 to 4 inches, and then we're going to score at 5¾ Okay. And so again, you can see those score lines there. And then basically my other piece then is 2½ by 3¾ Now I can still make the other one, no problem, but we're gonna do this the correct way, so that it fits in the box, because that's what I really wanted to be able to show you today. Okay. All right, so we are going to go ahead and burnish our score lines. Now, I just like to make sure that whenever I do this, things are lining up, because when the paper is thin like this, the only 2½ inches, sometimes it's easy to fold it and see how it wants to be kind of crooked. And so I want to make sure when I do the burnishing that I've got my papers lined up. Okay, and then this one's going to come forward. So all the folds are going in. Okay, so all going in. So we're going to have that kind of a design. Okay, it's going to look a little bit like that. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put our little sticky note holder together. We're going to stick this down inside of here while we have that part ready to go. And I am just covering the back side of the sticky note pad. I am giving it full coverage, but I'm not putting a ton of glue on here. I don't need it to be squirting out all over the place. And I'm putting it towards the front end of it so that I am going to have a little bit more space up here at the fold. Okay, but it looks to be about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Okay, and then this is how that stands up. Okay, and now we're going to do the front. Okay, and that's where I brought in all these little fun elements. And so this is one of the tag pieces from the paper pumpkin kit. Okay, and then I did a couple die cuts. So I have, and I also made a die cut out of the box, so I could always put that on here. I have some of the wreaths. I did some die cuts of the leaves. I have the joy here. So we are going to figure out what we want to do. I also brought in the little leafy element from the tag, from the kit. And I also brought in some gold foiling if I wanted to do that. So we are going to go ahead and use this piece here. And I like this. And I'm going to have the flag at the bottom. It's going to be about 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. So I am going to go ahead and trim some of this off. So let's just see here where I want to trim. So I'm going to trim this at about, so I'm going to take off about an inch. I'm going to take about an inch off the top. Now, you may not want to throw that out because you could use that piece as a decorative piece on something else, because I have seen people take this and do the flag on it so they could add it to the bottom of one of their other tags. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that back in my box. All right, and so we are going to start to layer things up. All right, so this is going to go on here. We're going to eventually glue that down on here. And then I think I am going to use, I think I'll use this white tag. And I'm probably going to put it on here at a little bit of a diagonal. And then I'm going to bring in the wreath pieces. So I'm going to layer that up. And then I think I'm going to just go ahead and put the joy right on top of there. And then we'll add some berries. And I think that's going to be it. So I'm just going to push all this stuff off to the side. And we will put this whole thing together. We're going to add a little bow up here at the top. All right, so let's go ahead and start to put this together. We're going to use some dimensionals and things like that to put it all down. And so I'm just going to turn this so that I can get a good angle on it. And there we go. So like I said, we are, we have this, it's just a little bit to the bottom, up above the bottom. So we have that piece, okay. And then let's go ahead and put our tag together. And we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals onto our little wreath in a couple of places. So let me grab my little paper snips here. And I'm just going to cut my little mini dimensionals in half because I think that works out best. So I'm just going to put one right here. Okay. And then I'm going to get my other little half and I'm going to put it down here. And that's all that I'm going to put on to here. It's not like this is going to get a lot of abuse, so I don't think it needs a ton of adhesive on here. So we are going to just line this up like that. Oh, I didn't get that very centered. That did not get on there very centered. May have to redo that one. May have to put another one because I tore off the adhesive. All right, we are not doing great. Lots of mistakes, but now I'm showing you how to fix your mistakes, right? That's the plan. That is the plan. So let me get that off of there because I don't want that to be showing. I'm just getting my adhesive off of there. Okay, so let me just do this one more time. I'm just cutting my dimensional, my little mini dimensional. I'm cutting it in half. All right. And I'm going to put this right on one of the leaves. And then I'll get the other one. And I'm putting it kind of the opposite side. So we need to be better about placement this time. All right, so now there we go. All right, so now we're going to get this in a better spot. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to add this fun little guy right on top of here. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of glue onto the wreath. Now I want this opening towards the side is what I've decided. Like I want it to be kind of tilted to the bottom left side. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right down here and a little bit on here like that because I want it to just stick right down on top of our wreath. Okay. And so I'm just tucking that right down on top of there with a little bit of adhesive, liquid glue on the back of there. Okay. Now we're going to put some dimensionals on here, but I really only need them on the O. And so we're going to just go ahead and try to get some added to the sides of the O. All right. And so we are going to put them right here and right here because I believe that will then stick right down in the center of our wreath, which is what I want. Okay. And so I'm just taking those dimensional covers off of there. And now I am just going to place this right down in the center of our wreath, like so. Okay. So there you can see lots of layers and shadowing on here. So pretty. Okay. Now I have the, I of course have the twine that came with the kit, which is the linen thread, but I'm going to use the white and gold trim that was in the the mini holiday. It's not called the mini holiday, but the fall catalog that went from like, I don't know, August to December or something like that. All right, and we're just going to double this up, okay, and we're going to make a little bow to go at the top of our tag. All right, and I'm going to play around with this just so that I can get it to the length I want it. All right, and get my little loops and tails going in the directions that I want them to go. All right. And so there we have that. One more little tug this way. Like that. I find that this string or whatever, twine, a ribbon, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really want to tighten up. It's loose, and so we're going to use some glue dot on the back to help hold that all together. All right, and then we're going to tack it down. I'm going to use my bigger glue dots. You got glue dots in your paper pumpkin kit this time. They're a little small. And so I am just going to tack this right onto there, and that's going to hold my things in order. All right, so that's what we end up with, just like that. The last thing we're going to do is we are going to add a few berries onto our wreath, and I'm just going to add a few of the little red balls that came with the kit. We're just going to add a few of them onto here like that. And then we're going to add this all to the top of our piece right here. And so let me move these out of the way. So we're just going to put some dimensionals on the back of here. And we can just use these little ones I have here. I'm just going to add 3 up the center like so, and just press down on those. Take the covers off of the back, and we're just going to put this on here. I am going to do it just slightly tilted. I just like things better if they are not intentionally straight. That way, if it's not, we don't have to worry about it. Then this little piece is just going to get adhered. Oh, thank you. That's sweet. It is really, really cute. As a matter of fact, you know what else I want to do? I want to do some Wink Stella on here. Do some splattering on here. And just because I think it could use a little extra sparkle for the person that gets it. Okay. So I love to put a little sparkle on our little thing here. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and add this, all right, right to the top, bottom half of this, the part that's going to fold down, okay? And so it's a bit of an easel, right? So you've made easel cards before. We've made them here together. And so I am just now going to flip this over, make sure I have it straight on here. And I'm just going to make sure all that is tacked down. All right. And then that's how it goes. It just stands up like that for the recipient. Okay. And why is it? Am I heavy on top? Is that what I am? Why is it so heavy? My goodness. It doesn't want to hold. My goodness. I've never seen that happen. I made it earlier. It did fine. Did fine. What in the world? I guess I needed that to be down farther. I wonder how I can. I'm adjusting this, folks, because that doesn't seem right. So maybe I just did no, that's not going to work either. Huh. What in the world? It's the bottom that needs to come down. That is so weird. I've never had that happen. Because the other one just works just fine. Ta-da! Like, it's so weird. Why is that not working? Oh, this makes me so mad, y'all. Doesn't want to sit right. Boop. Well, that's crazy. I'm not sure what happened with that because it should work just fine. Huh. Press on the bottom score line. All right. Yeah, it does not like this at all. Huh. I'm going to be tempted to make this other one just because I want to see what happened to it. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why. That's crazy. All right. Crazy. Let's see. I don't think this one's working because it's the wrong size, I think. Yep, that one's not going to work. I'm determined to set this up right. So 2.5. And 7 3/4 is what we need. You go, girl. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not letting this get me. No way. All right, so then we're gonna score because I just don't understand. We're gonna score it at 3 3/4. Oops, let me get that out of the way. 3 3/4, and then 4 and 5 3/4. Maybe that's what it was. So if I have that here, and then this one here, and then that. I wonder if this piece is just too long. So if that's like that, huh. I just need to bring the piece down. Maybe I just put my sticky note too far back. I think maybe that's it. Let's find out. Just so if you decide to make these, you will know. Because these are so stinking cute. So I'm going to bring it all the way to the edge. That's only going to give it just a little bit more wiggle room in the back. All the way to the edge there. And then if this gets put down on here, like so. Okay. Ta-da. That's what it is. This is just a little too short. That it doesn't give it enough to set up. So I wonder if I just take this off of here. Let's find out. And I re-glue it down. Am I making y'all crazy? Because I want to fix it. So I'm just bringing it all the way to the edge. No, it still doesn't want to. I don't know. I wonder, maybe my tag is just too heavy for it. Because this one's standing up just fine. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know, people. I'm going to move on because I just can't figure that out. Let me see if I take my little tag off of here, if it stands. No. So I don't know what it is. Because if I move this little guy over here, and where are my stickies? Just add some additional dimensionals here because I kind of tore my adhesive off. I just add this little guy on here. Are you crazy? Like, look at this. This one will not stand. I don't know. Maybe it's the cardstock. I have no idea. That is what it's supposed to do. All right. So then I just want to show you how cool this is. All right. This is what it's like, folks, because, you know, when you're creating things, sometimes things don't go the way you plan. And you just have to go with it. And when you're on a live like this, you really have to go with it. And you cannot let things get to you. I am not going to, as you can tell. All right, so let's see here. We're putting our little box together. I could have done that ahead of time. But what is so darn cute about this little thing, I mean, seriously, you understand my determination, Wanda. I appreciate that. But look at how cute this little thing just fits right inside that box, like so. And I mean, what a cute little gift. And not only that, but a Ghirardelli's will fit right in here with it. There's still room for a little Ghirardelli or a little gift card. It'll all fit inside of here. I just think these are so cute. And anyway, I hope you like that idea, even though we had some craziness going on. With this one, I'm not sure what is the deal, but it's like it has no stiffness. Oh my gosh. Well, if you're not laughing with me, I don't know why not, because that's what that's all about. All right, so this little guy would go in here, and then honestly, like I made one already. Where is my little box? Da-da-da. So you can, I'll show you the other one I made. This is how I know it works. See, here's my gift card. All right, that little guy just goes right there. So I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that cardstock. That didn't work. So very fun. And you could completely decorate the top the same way and have a really, really adorable little treat for somebody. I know I'm going to be treating somebody with these. So, all right, next, we're going to get on to the next thing. That was crazy. Crazy. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is called a bay window fold card. I'm sure you've seen these before, and I did make one earlier today, and it basically sits like this. And how cute is that? So this opens up and you have something on the inside like that. And how cute, right? I love it. I've never made one of these until today, but we're gonna make one, okay? And are you ready? So we're gonna start with a 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock by 11 inches, okay? And we're gonna do some scoring on here for this card. So this one gets scored at 1/4 inch. That's the piece that tucks in. And you'll see what I mean by that because it's not immediately noticeable. Then you're going to score at 1 1/4. Okay. Get my straight here. 1 1/4. And then 3 1/2. Okay. Then 4 1/2. And 5 1/2. Okay. Like that. And that is the card base for this. Okay. Now we are going to need to do a little bit of cutting. I do need to cut some DSP, but you also have another piece of cardstock that's 1 inch by 4 1/4. Okay. So you need that as well. Then we're going to cut some DSP, and this piece is going to get cut at 2 1/8. So 2 1/8. Yep. By 4 1/8. So we're going to have like 1/8 of an inch border around these layers. Okay. So that's going to go in that spot. And then I'm going to use the tag pieces from the kit to layer on the other pieces. Okay. And so I need this to be 4 1/8. And I want to use this dovetail. Do I want to do that? No, we're not going to do that. I am going to go ahead and take a piece of Terran tape, and I'm just going to put it over the back of the tag where the hole is because I don't want that to pop out. And so this will just make sure that it doesn't, okay? That's what I'm doing to just secure it. All right, so I'm just taking a little tiny piece of the tear and tape and laying it over the hole so that we don't lose our piece in there. All right, so now I'm going to trim this down to 4 1/8, and we're going to do the same thing with both of these, okay? So I want 7/8 of an inch, and I believe if I measure this right, they're both, if I cut it right in the middle, it's going to be 7/8 of an inch on these, okay? So there's my 2 there, and then I need one more 4 1/8 and 2 strips at 7/8, okay? So we are going to trim that off, and then we're going to line this right up here in the center, and we're going to cut those down the center. And so those are the pieces we need for our card. All right, and then we're going to do some layering. So this piece is going to be the hook, okay? It's going to be where the card hooks together. And so that one's good. These are going to be on the outside. Then we're going to have these on the next one in, and this will be in the center. Okay, like that. All right. So we're going to go ahead and glue these down. So like this one's going to go here. This one is going to go here. This one will go here like that. And then this one will go on that piece, with this one going in the center like that. Okay. So we're just bringing in some cardstock with our tag pieces from the kit. And we're going to glue these pieces down like this. All right. And like I said, you're just going to have a little tiny border. So I think I said 1/8 of an inch, but it's really a 1/16 of an inch around that edge, right? So very, very tiny edge. I love this DSP too, Cheryl. It's so, so pretty. Okay, so now we're going to add the next one here. That's going to go right into this space like that. And then we'll put this one on next. Right here. Like so. And then we have this one. It's going to go like this. Right in that spot. There. And we'll add this one to the center. And you can see I'm putting glue, but not a lot. I always use very, very little. You do not need a ton of glue, I'm telling you. Otherwise, you're going to have squirting glue everywhere. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and put our card together. And this one's going to fold there. And then this one folds back like that. And then like that. All right. And you have this one that folds this way. And then this one folds up. Okay. Oh, I guess I did that kind of wrong. I guess that side really goes that way. So let me just fold this one in. I told you this one went out, but it goes in. So it's going to go like that. All right. And then this one gets added right here. Okay. And we're going to add it with some dimensionals. So let me get a different pack here. What is? goodness. There we go. So I have some dimensionals here. Yeah, that'll be fine. You want to make sure that you have enough to put the little part that hooks on right down in there. So I'm just putting these down the center because it's about 1/4 of an inch there, and I want to make sure it has room to latch on. Okay. And so this one's going to go right on this edge of my card like this. Okay. So it's right there. And then this just hooks right on like so. And it just stands up just like that. Is that too cool or what? I just love this card. So we're just going to varnish that down. It just helps it stand upright. And then you can add a piece in here like I did on my other one for a sentiment. We're just going to go ahead and cover the outside for now. And then you can, of course, add that on your own after. Okay, so let's see what we have, because I pulled out some stuff for this and did some die cutting with the dies that are currently in place. And I just love this gold foiled joy. It's so pretty. And so we have some options, because I also have this over here that I could add. Oh, maybe. I think maybe. I'm going to trim off this edge here because I don't need all of this, and I don't like that ball on the end for what I want. So I'm going to have this kind of coming out the bottom of here. And then of course we're going to have our wreath, but we're going to do our wreath in a little bit of a different order. So I am going to have the mossy meadow on top, and then the old olive piece is going to be there. We have that piece coming out the back. We are going to add the joy and the gold foil, and I had done some of these, but I don't know that I want them on here now that I have it. I guess I could add them here and here. Let's see. Maybe add them like that. Oh, might do that. All right, I think we got it. So let's go ahead and add our little flowers. Okay, and I got these. These are from the dies that are the current quarter dies. Okay, so I am going 1, 2, 3 stripes up, and I'm just laying that one down. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side to do my best to get it straight. All right, so 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to lay this one down. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same. So I'm adding 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then 1, 2, 3, like that right there. And we are going to, I think I'm going to add these little red balls to the center of those, like that. Now, this will probably mean that your card is going to require some additional postage. So just be mindful when you add layers and things like that. This may cause it to require some additional postage. Oh, I like that. I don't know if you can see it, but that looks really pretty on there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put our tag together. So we're going to add this little leafy piece off the side, but I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on here to get it tacked down. All right, so we're just going to add that like that. And this will probably get covered up by the joy when we add that down. All right. So like before, we're going to put a few dimensionals on here to tack it down. So similar to what we did a few minutes ago. All right, so I'm just going to do some pretty skinny little dimensionals here to tack our wreath down like so. And there we go. Yeah, that's gonna be just fine. Like, we're gonna cover that right up right there. No, you're not gonna even notice that it's the end of it. So you have that right there like that. Okay. And then we are going to add this one on the we're going to have the old olive side up. Okay. So I'm just putting a little bit of glue around the edge of that. And once again, I'm just tacking that down. So you have that. Love all the little layers. And then once again, we're going to add our adhesive dimensional to the O so that we can just raise that up. There. And that's going to go right in the center of here. So let me see if I can get this straight. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. And then let's add some of the red balls to this wreath as well. And then we can add this to the front of here. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to do this because I did it with the other one that I had done, is I'm going to trim off this bottom. And I don't need things to be perfect, so I'm just doing it with my scissors. And then I have a corner rounder, and I should have done this beforehand, so just beware. You should do this before you get to this point. But now I don't have that, and it kind of shortened it a little bit. Okay. And so now it just kind of shows a little bit more of that other background. Okay. Now I'm going to also add some of this white and gold string on here. Now I am just going to tie it on and tie a little simple bow at the top just to have that tied off like so. There we go. So we're just going to have that at the top, and then I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of here. I have some bigger ones here that we'll use like this. And we're just going to put 3 right down the center right there. Okay. And then we will put this on here. And that is going to be our card. So this is going to go right on here. I'm just trying to do it as straight as I can. Okay. And then this just gets tacked on like that. Oh, I love how this came out. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Oh, I just I really, really, really love it. What was going on over here? Oh, that's where the O was. Oh, we need to get that dealt with. I guess I cut right through the center of the circle on the tag. That's so funny. Thank you, Wanda. I love it. It's so fun. And like I said, you can just add something on the inside. All I did here was add a little bit of white cardstock. And then I did the wreath from the stamp in the set. And I stamped off, so it's a little bit lighter, and then the Merry Christmas on top. But you could do 100 variations of this. You could use the wreath in green. You could use a cherry cobbler for the Merry Christmas. You know, so fun. I really love how these came out. You know, just different styles with the different DSP, and then the way the tag is set, like here it's going this way, here it's going up and down. You could just do a number of variations with this card. I just love it. All right, well, we had our crazy little snafu over here with this little dumb thing. And so there's one of them. And let's see, here's the other one. And these are the ones I made before our live, which just worked fine. And then here's the second one that after it not working right the first time, is our other little holder there. And you know, it's not perfect, but I think they're super cute. So I am so excited that y'all joined me today, and it's always wild and crazy. Whatever we do, whenever we make a mistake, it's always we learn from it, right? And so I just love it. Oh, can I repeat the score measurements? Yes, of course. I was just looking at the comments to make sure I didn't miss stuff. And so, yes, Miss Wanda, I will do that. Just give me 1 second here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything else. Oh, the box that we made in October. I wonder what that was. I have to think about it. Because Lord knows I mess up. Okay, the score line for this card, I assume, is what you're asking about, Wanda. Just let me know if that's not it. Okay, so we had a 4 1/4 by 11 piece of cardstock, and you scored at 1/4 inch, 1 1/4 inch, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, and 5 1/2. Did I get that right? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yes, that is the dimension. So I'm going to put it up here, so hopefully you can see it if you come back, because that's the DSP measurements as well in the bottom. Okay. And so that way you can see that when you come back to make the card. But I just love hanging out with y'all on Sunday and making all kinds of fun things with the paper pumpkin. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I forgot to mention, though, that we are in a new subscription period. And I don't know if you have seen them yet, but oh my goodness, this one is gorgeous. The January paper pumpkin is called Special Delivery, and that is the subscription period we are in right now. And the ink spot that is going to be in here is, oh, you're welcome, is going to be Puppy Parade. Okay, and look at this beautiful box you're going to get. But this is going to make some beautiful Valentine cards for your friends and for your loved ones. So very, very fun. And then look at February. Look at these colors. These are gorgeous. This is Fluttering Garden. And it is going to be basic gray is the ink spot. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. Thanks for joining me today. And then there's an add-on dies that are available right now. And I love this beautiful word. It's so pretty. And it looks like we have some tulips there and some leaves. And I love this postage shape that we're going to have, which I believe coordinates with this one because I see postage items on here. So very, very fun. And then, oh my goodness, is this not the cutest or what? Oh my goodness, I love it. So this is Celebrate Spring, and that's going to be the March. Is that right? Did I get them out of order? Oh, this is February. This is March. Whoops. Excuse me. So Celebrate Spring is February, and the ink spot for this one is going to be Shy Shamrock. And it looks like it's going to coordinate with a suite that's coming out in January called Easter Joy. So that'll be fun. So I forgot to mention that in March, we always get an additional stamp set. So you're going to get 2 stamp sets in March. And that's always fun to look forward to because that's the birthday of Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin has been around since 2013, and I can remember being at the convention with Stampin' Up! When it was announced. And although I haven't made Paper Pumpkin every single Paper Pumpkin from that beginning, I have really enjoyed the Paper Pumpkins over the years, and they just keep getting better and better and better. And so if you want to be on my subscription, please join me. I love to spoil my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, and I send them happy mail and send them all kinds of little goodies. And when they've been with me for 6 months consistently, I love to send them a little special treat. So I hope that if you have any questions about Paper Pumpkin and joining me as your demonstrator, I would love to tell you more. So please like my video, share it out if you're on YouTube, and come back and join me next Sunday because I will be back here creating more alternatives with Paper Pumpkin, and we will be unboxing the December Paper Pumpkin, and I am excited for that one. So it is this. I ordered that. I placed an order so that I could get the product of the month that's available right now because it looks like it's going to coordinate with this so beautifully, and I cannot wait to play with those 2 items together. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you are getting all excited about Christmas and getting all your shopping done and your baking done and spending time with family. We did our Christmas today with our grandkids, and we had a really fun time. So that's always a lot of fun. So have a great rest of your day and a great week ahead. Bye, everybody.